Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday morning, February 21st. A major storm will impact much of the nation over the next few days, and it'll put down a lot of snow in those parts of the U.S. that have already been hit hard this winter season with snowfall, all the way from the western U.S. to the northern plains, the upper part of the Midwest, and then northern part of New England. This is a snow map of the winter season so far, and I highlight here the Sierra Nevada mountain range of eastern California. They've been hit exceptionally hard with snow. Some reports of the deepest snowpack out there since the 1960s, maybe even before that. On the scale right here, we can see we're talking 30 to 40, perhaps even 50 feet of snow so far this winter season in the Sierra Mountains of eastern California. They will be hit hard by this next storm system as well. Meanwhile, all these red areas amount to 4 feet or more across the northern plains, the upper part of the Midwest, all the way into the northern part of the northeastern quadrant of the nation. And we'll see in a moment here the snowfall prediction for the next 5 days will hit hard. Again, these same areas that have been receiving lots of snow this winter season. Meanwhile, the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor, very little, if any, snow to speak of. And there are a couple of shots over the next week or two, but each one of those will have to be looked at one at a time. There'll be a battle over the next couple of weeks between cold air to the north and warm air to the south, thanks in large part to that persistent ridge of the southeastern U.S., which is going nowhere, in a developing high-latitude blocking situation that will produce a pool of cold air over the northeastern part of Canada, Greenland, with that high-latitude blocking. So there are a couple of chances over the next couple of weeks for the Mid-Atlantic region. But again, over the next few days, these same hard-hit areas will receive more substantial snowfall amounts. Well, this particular map is very interesting. It shows the snowfall departure from normal. And we can see basically all these areas in a brown shade, below normal snowfall, including that I-95 corridor region all the way from D.C. to Boston. But out in the northern plains, throughout much of the west, it's above normal, especially in Sierra Nevada. Again, some of the deepest snowpack recorded out there in many, many decades. So really kind of a tale of two parts of the country here, the north and west, above normal snowfall, and the north and east below normal snowfall as we close in on the end of the month of February, leading into the month of March. But certainly some areas have had some substantial snow, and again, the next few days will bring about more substantial snow for the western U.S., the northern plains, upper Midwest, and the northern part of New England. Let's now take a look at the Canadian model run from 0Z last night. What we're looking at here to start off with is a snow map forecast for the next 5 days. This goes from this morning, Tuesday morning, all the way out to Sunday morning. And again, those hard-hit areas so far this winter season will be hard-hit once again. This major storm produces a lot of snow, again, for the Sierra Nevada, right in this region right here. The interior western U.S., a lot of these Rocky Mountain states, great for skiers out in that part of the nation, will receive a lot of snow. Again, this is snowfall amounts in inches over the next 5 days. Then we cut across to the northern plains, a swath of very heavy snow, the upper part of the Midwest, Wisconsin, upper part of Michigan, and then that slides all the way into upstate New York and the northern half of New England. Not much at all to speak of over the next few days in the I-95 corridor region. In fact, there'll be a surge of warm air on Thursday that could bring temperatures in D.C. to the 70s before colder air returns for the end of the work week into the Mid-Atlantic region. So again, areas that have been hit hard with snow so far this winter will be impacted by this major storm over the next few days with additional heavy snowfall amounts. Well, let's walk through the Canadian model run from last night at 0Z. Some shower activity in the Mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S. early this morning, pushing off, even some snowflakes mixed in. We'll go ahead here, and I just want to point out that Later on this afternoon, there'll actually be a cold frontal system right in this region right here, moving into the eastern half of the Mid-Atlantic region. It can even cause a strong thunderstorm. Places like Philadelphia, surrounding suburbs, maybe all the way down to the northern suburbs of D.C. and up across New Jersey. It can be an afternoon gusty thunderstorm, kind of unusual for this time of the year, but associated with a pretty strong cold frontal system, and the winds will kick up as well throughout the Mid-Atlantic region this afternoon, maybe gusting to 45 or 50 miles per hour, places like D.C., Philadelphia, this afternoon into the evening. Meanwhile, some snow up across the northern Rocky Mountains, and then this next winter storm really gets cranking by tomorrow morning. We could see, again, be some more significant snow for the mountains of eastern California and the Rocky Mountain states. Those skiers out there will have a lot of snow to talk about here over the next few weeks, with this particular storm system producing some accumulating snow, and that starts to extend into those same hard-hit areas all winter long: the northern plains, the upper part of the Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, upper part of Michigan. Meanwhile, we'll have cold rain moving into the Mid-Atlantic region associated with that storm system. It will extend a warm front off to the east of the surface low, and can be some sleet or snow mixed in upstate Pennsylvania at the onset later tomorrow into tomorrow evening. Maybe even some ice pellets all the way down to, let's say, southeastern part of Pennsylvania, south central part of the state of Pennsylvania. Then we move farther into time, and look at this swath of accumulating snow by the time we get to early Thursday. Northern plains, upper Midwest, and now upstate New York and New England will get into the action here on Thursday. At the same time, milder air will surge to the north. We've talked about that persistent ridge of high pressure over the southeastern states. At times it flexes its muscles and pushes to the north. One of those times will be this Thursday afternoon. There will be a surge of warmth all the way up into the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, 70 to 75 degrees possible Thursday afternoon in D.C., well up in the 60s in Philadelphia. Now, New York City may be on the other side of a warm front. They may hold in the upper 40s, lower 50s. Quite a difference likely in terms of temperatures in the Mid-Atlantic region on Thursday, from New York City to the north and east, and D.C. to the south and west. Let's go out a little bit farther in time, and here we go. Significant snow across the upper Great Lakes into the upper part of the northeastern quadrant of the nation. A lot of cold air out in the middle part of the nation by Thursday night and Friday, and it certainly turns colder again. After that very warm day on Thursday, it turns colder again in the Mid-Atlantic region for Friday into Saturday, and there will be another system, a low-pressure system, right here over the upcoming weekend into the Mid-Atlantic region with plenty of cold air around. It could certainly produce some snow shower activity on Saturday, maybe Saturday night, even into the day on Sunday, possibly some rain shower activity as well in the Mid-Atlantic region. Doesn't look like all that strong of a system, but it's something we'll watch over the next few days because it will be cold enough for some snow with this particular weekend system. Then we go out a little bit farther in time, and looks like there'll be high pressure once again by the early part of next week. That will push off the eastern seaboard, allowing for an influx of milder air into the Ohio Valley and eastern U.S. during the early part of next week. So the big story across the nation over the next few days will be another major storm system that will produce a lot of snow in those hard-hit areas so far this winter season, from the higher elevations in California to the Rocky Mountains to the northern plains, upper Midwest, all the way into northern New England. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.